Picture a $50,000 hospital bill landing in your mailbox. Your heart drops. But here's the thing almost nobody knows. You are not going to pay $50,000. Not even close. Because that bill doesn't just hit you. It flows through a system, a specific, predictable order of 4 cost terms, like water running down a set of steps. Your health plan has 4 of these terms: deductible, copay, coinsurance, and out-of-pocket max, written right on your plan summary. Yet most people read that summary like a foreign language and have no idea where their actual spending stops. In the next 9 minutes, we'll take one $50,000 bill and watch it travel through all 4 terms, so you'll know to the dollar where the money stops coming out of your pocket. By the end, you'll read any plan summary like a map instead of a wall of jargon. Let's start by laying out the 4 buckets. Here are your 4 terms in the exact order money moves through them. Get this picture in your head, and the rest of the video clicks into place. First, the premium. This is the recurring monthly cost just to have the plan. You pay it even if you never see a doctor all year. Think of it as rent for your coverage. And here's a rule to lock in right now. Your premium does not count toward anything else. Not your deductible, not your out-of-pocket max. It just keeps the plan switched on. Second, the deductible. This is the amount you pay fully out of your own pocket before the plan starts sharing the cost of covered care. Below it, you're basically paying retail. Third, once the deductible is met, you split costs through copays and coinsurance. A copay is a flat dollar fee per service, like $30 for an office visit or $15 for a generic drug. Coinsurance is a percentage you pay, like 20%. We'll pull these 2 apart in a moment because people mix them up constantly. And fourth, the out-of-pocket maximum. This is your hard ceiling, the most you can pay for in-network covered care in a single plan year. Once you hit it, you're done. The plan covers the rest. 4 buckets, 1 direction, premium keeps the lights on. Deductible, then cost sharing, then the ceiling. Let's fill the first real bucket, the deductible. And let's use a clean, round teaching number, a $2,000 deductible. Here's exactly what that means. Until you've paid $2,000 yourself, the plan is mostly sitting on the sidelines for your covered care. You pay 100%. So say early in the year you have an emergency room visit that costs $1,200. You pay all of it. Then a few weeks later you need an MRI that runs $800. You pay that too. $1,200 plus $800 is $2,000. And just like that, your deductible is met. From here on, the plan starts sharing costs. Now, is $2,000 realistic? It's in the ballpark. The real-world anchor. In 2025, the average general annual deductible for single, self-only employer coverage was $1,886. So our $2,000 example is rounded and slightly above average, close enough to feel real, round enough to do the math in your head. One important footnote. Many plans exempt certain things from the deductible, like preventive care or some flat copays. Always check your specific plan, but the core idea holds. The deductible is the stretch where you pay full freight until you've paid enough to flip the switch. Now let's untangle the 2 terms people confuse most, copay versus coinsurance. They both kick in once you're past the deductible, but they behave completely differently. And the difference matters. A copay is a flat fee, a fixed dollar amount per service, no matter how big the underlying bill is. $30 for a primary care visit, $50 for a specialist, $15 for a generic drug. Whether that visit's true cost is $100 or $400, your copay is the same flat number. Coinsurance is the opposite. It's a percentage, so it scales with the size of the bill. The classic example is 20% coinsurance. That's an 80-20 split, where you pay 20% and the insurer pays the other 80. Let's put a number on it. Take a $2,000 covered service after your deductible is already met. At 20% coinsurance, you pay $400 and the insurer picks up the remaining $1,600. That's totally different from a flat copay. If the bill were bigger, your share would grow right along with it. 2 quick rules. 1. Coinsurance only applies after the deductible is met, while copays can apply before or after, depending on your plan. 2 Saokiti, and this is the good news. Both copays and coinsurance count toward your out-of-pocket maximum. Every dollar you pay through them is climbing you toward that ceiling. This is the centerpiece, the moment it all comes together. Let's take that $50,000 hospital bill from the intro and watch it cascade through every stage. Here's our illustrative plan. A $2,000 deductible, 20% coinsurance, and a $9,000 out-of-pocket maximum. The bill is $50,000 of in-network covered care. Watch where your money stops. Step 1. The deductible. You pay the first $2,000 yourself. That leaves $48,000 on the table. Step 2. Coinsurance kicks in. On that remaining $48,000, your 20% share would be $9,600. But, and this is the whole point, you don't actually pay all of that because you only pay coinsurance until your total spending reaches the out-of-pocket max. So let's add it up. You've already paid $2,000 from the deductible. To hit the $9,000 ceiling, you need just $7,000 more in coinsurance. $2,000 plus $7,000 equals $9,000, and you've hit the cap. Step 3, the ceiling does its job. The instant your spending touches $9,000, you stop. On a $50,000 bill, your total cost is $9,000, not $9,600, not $50,000. The insurer pays every remaining dollar at 100%. That's the rule worth tattooing on your brain. Once you reach the out-of-pocket maximum, the plan pays 100% of further covered in-network care for the rest of the plan year. A terrifying $50,000 bill becomes a known, capped $9,000 number. So that out-of-pocket max is clearly the hero of the story. But it isn't a number your insurer just makes up. There are federal limits on how high it can go. Let's look at the real ceilings. For most plans, the ACA marketplace, and non-grandfathered employer plans, the 2025 out-of-pocket maximum was capped at $9,200 for self-only coverage and $18,400 for a family. For 2026, those caps rise to $10,600 self-only and $21,200 for a family. Now there's a special category with a lower ceiling: HSA-qualified high-deductible health plans. By law, these have to keep your out-of-pocket max lower. For 2025, that's $8,300 self-only and $16,600 for a family. For 2026, $8,500 self-only and $17,000 for a family. So if you're on one of those plans, your legal ceiling is meaningfully below the standard cap. 2 things to remember. First, these are maximum allowed caps. Your specific plan's out-of-pocket max can be, and often is, lower. Second, and just as important, certain things do not count toward that ceiling at all. Your monthly premiums don't count. Out-of-network balance billed charges don't count. And services your plan simply doesn't cover don't count. So the ceiling only protects you for in-network covered care, which is exactly why staying in-network matters so much. So let's pull it all together. A medical bill always flows the same way. Your premium just keeps the plan switched on. It counts toward nothing else. Then you pay your full deductible. Then you split costs through copays or coinsurance. And then you hit your out-of-pocket maximum, after which the plan pays 100% of covered in-network care for the rest of the year. That's why our scary $50,000 bill capped out at $9,000, $2,000 in deductible, $7,000 in coinsurance, and a hard stop at the ceiling. The single most empowering thing you can take from this is that the ceiling exists, and that premiums and out-of-network charges don't count toward it. Knowing your out-of-pocket max turns a frightening, open-ended bill into a number you can actually predict and plan for. This is educational, not financial or insurance advice, so go pull up your own summary of benefits and coverage and find your 3 numbers: deductible, coinsurance, and out-of-pocket max. If this finally made your plan summary readable, hit subscribe. That's the whole mission of this channel. The money mechanics nobody ever actually explained to you. And here's your perfect next step. We just talked about staying in network because out-of-network charges don't count toward your ceiling. But what even decides who's in your network? and how much freedom you get to choose. That's the difference between an HMO and a PPO, and it shapes every bill we just walked through. Watch that one next, and you'll have the full picture. I'll see you there.